2. Nothing else matters apart from the PGL Supermajor stream, and the first stream is already wrapping up. So welcome to everyone who came here as their second choice.
Yeah,
We're the second stream. So
that was the second choice on complexity, second choice on the stream.
No, you had no choice on complexity.
Well, unfortunately, second, like there was no second string.
You were second choice of the new EG roster, right?
Maybe. You tell me, man.
I
had my phone. I had my blue Powerpuff Girls telephone right by my bed for weeks, man, just waiting for the call.
That was your problem. You needed a hamburger phone. A hamburger phone would have got you the call, because then you would have been cool enough to play with the likes of Samael.
So far, my EG has won just as many games as this new EG. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
I think it's too soon.
It's not too soon.
To start beating the shit out of EG.
Look, let's just face it. This new EG, they got to disband already.
Why?
It's been one day. They haven't. If they can't win a LAN in a day, what the hell's wrong with them?
Draft,
Sumail
has
Sumail has like a negative KD. I mean, at this point, he's so old he might as well retire. It's sarcasm, Toby. Or is it?
No, it's not. You have a level of truth to what you say.
No, I don't.
You heard it here first, everyone. Kyle will never appear in EG until all 5 players who are currently in their roster are no longer in it.
Yeah, is it really EG anymore? What we can just call it.
Well, didn't you hear? Like, if Optic Gaming don't actually qualify and they lose out in the NA qualifier, PPT is the 6th member of E4 Genius's stand-in who would have actually qualified.
Huh?
Get it?
No, I
actually,
don't
he
get
can't do that. It's not allowed. He's like the new Sir Action Slacks.
That's true.
Just tags along to the edge of the team as the sixth player.
Man, I wish I could do that.
You can go into the world of coaching.
Oof.
Be the 6th player and the coach.
I think I'd get too angry.
I'd
see all these issues and I wouldn't be able to fix them.
You can be alongside other coaches who have attended the International, like Nahaz.
I don't think the team he coached actually made it to TI. They lost the wild card.
Yeah,
I don't remember who that team was. They were some red squad.
I don't remember. They were very unforgettable, that squad.
Yeah, a bunch of brothers on there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that doesn't work.
No one should play with brothers, right?
Yep.
It only leads to heartache.
It's like Superman and Kryptonite. You got to keep them apart.
Yeah. Game 2. We're starting with the Sand King.
Yep.
Mineski have their comfort rotating support hero back once more. And the man that's able to split push lanes all by himself under no pressure.
I'm feeling a Skywrath Axe. Maybe a...
from VGJ?
Uh-huh. Maybe Elder Titan.
Well, you got a Bane.
Yuck.
Maybe we go the other VGJ and we... okay, it's Luna. I'm like, can we get the Mirana? Actually, that was LGD who did that earlier today. They ended up running Bane Mirana and slaughtered everybody.
I don't mind it. I just stand by. I think Luna is a great hero, but I don't like it in the opener. I think it's too susceptible to being hard countered by a lot of what's picked in the meta. And Mineski doesn't loves it.
I thought the idea was like because we talked about this before, and we basically said like you can't hard counter a Luna. Like it's very difficult to counter a Luna. But I'm wondering if it kind of counters the team style instead. So like you know what you want to achieve with the Luna, and it kind of puts you into that. We need a good team fight. We need a good lane pushing thing, and then you get heroes like this. A great counter push and a great counter team fighter in the form of SK and Latrak.
Yep, and a great laner as well. Yeah, you kind of just ignore Bane in fights. You land a stun on him, he's just going to die. The Manta from Luna is going to be ineffective thanks to all the AoE. Really strong laners, as you mentioned. And honestly, if Toby Wan Kenobi can see the advantage, your draft is in trouble.
I do it with guidance, all right?
You're trying to think of like an example. If professional Dota 2 players, if professional Dota 2 players are Mace Windu, you're like whatever's below a Padawan. You're one of those like 7-year-olds learning how to like fight with a stick, and you're using the Force to fling spitballs at teacher. And eventually one of them's gonna stick, and you're gonna be like, aha! I was right.
You know, the only badass thing about Mace Windu, and I'm going to refer to the movie version here, because he was a badass in the cartoons, was the fact that he was played by Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, of course.
That's the only thing that made him badass. All of the time, just like, he really should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
It was the most impressive. Okay, here's another thing. Like, you know that whole fight scene that happened between Palpatine and Mace Windu?
Yeah.
How that was actually choreographed in the span of just a couple of hours, because they never planned to have, and that's why like the CGI jumping was so freaking weird with Palpatine, because it was like an afterthought fight. And that's why the two guys at the very beginning, hey, I brought these two Jedi Masters with me to help take a Sith Lord down.
4 of them.
4 of them. Sorry, that's right, 4 of them.
Died in about
and then
4 seconds.
This is Jedi a second. It was like, what the hell is going on here? It's like, well, it's because we need to only have Mace Windu and Palpatine fight, so let's have years of training, because a Padawan is grabbed at a very early age. Like we're talking like 2 years old kind of grabbing Padawan kind of thing. And 2 years you can only assume was at least 20 years worth of training, meant an old man lunged at you with a frickin' saber and killed you in the span of 1 sec. Well done. Well done. Great movies. Thanks, George Lucas. Go.
Hey, I know that that's one.
You've triggered me
look,
so
you
hard
found the
now.
one issue. Let's be real. The prequels are by far the better Star Wars movies. They have next to no flaws whatsoever. Anakin's character was incredible.
I want to kill him.
I
want to kill him.
Hayden
I want to kill him. I want to kill him. Just
what? There were no. What do you? The pod racing. There was so much. There's so much action. I love the realism in that final confrontation between Anakin and Obi-Wan.
There's no place like Extended
40
Universe.
minutes of fighting,
There's no place like Extended
let's be
Universe.
honest, once one has the high ground, how are you supposed to relinquish that? Go around? Jump? Go back? Everyone knows that's
This move is so obvious. I'm even going to telegraph it to you by saying, don't jump at me.
All right.
My God, what a Hey, you know, the only great thing about that movie was watching Hayden Christensen finally hate himself as much as the audience hated him. That was the greatest thing about that movie.
How about someone dying because they lost the will to live, okay?
Just lost the will
Do you know how many
live?
times I've lost the will to live, Toby? Do you know how many games I've played with someone running down mid, spamming all chat?
For anyone else you see that, you got to look up Dr. Ball. He's Dr. Ball from Robot Chicken explained it absolutely perfectly. My God, I was ashamed that my name is Toby 1 at that point. Unfortunately, it would cost too much in branding to change it. Let's get back to the game.
Thank you. Omni Knight picked up by VGJ. Great synergy with the Luna. Rubik immediately by Mineski to counterpick. I like that choice quite a bit. It confirms the Leshrac is core, but it's already a great Lesh core game against these two heroes from VGJ. You can play super fast, and I think Rubik is just a hard counter to Omni Luna. You have great spells to steal, easy setup, lots of kill potential. Your laning phase can be a bit exposed, but Mineski can connect in lanes and find kills very easily all around the map.
Yeah. I always love seeing a Rubik being played, and you're right, there's so many fantastic abilities to steal. The only question I'm kind of wondering is, like, now how's Mineski lane this up? Like, you're going to have to push Lesh into a core, right? So it's the SK Roma, Rubik 5. Where do you throw him? Do you just put him in the mid and be happy with that? Because so far we've only seen Mineski run him as a support.
I think so. I think you give it to Moon or Mushi, both play it. I think it's more of a Mushi hero, but we'll see.
Either that or you have SK on that 3 position.
Yeah. Now just a question, what does VGJ want to do with this other support pick? I think Clock is still good. They could go to
Disruptor.
Interesting. I like it whenever you have an Omni, like the Omni, Abaddon, Tide, all these like slower heroes that don't provide much catch. You know, heroes that don't have stuns. These offlaners that are just kind of big bruisers that melon their way into fights. Disruptor's nice to cover them because you're going to get that natural vision from this hero, and then you provide the catch that they're missing.
Yeah. And the Disruptor doesn't even need to be involved in that. Like, this is the old lane. It's Bane and Omni Knight, the unkillable lane. Yep. Like, you just soak up so much life from it, and then Disruptor and Luna can be the more like range punishing, both Lucent Beam as well as having that Static Storm. Mineski now go for the tankiness that is the Dragon Knight.
Yep, I like it.
There's also a lot of null now. Like you got the DK is already tanky, but you've got Rubik who can also add the field. And the atomization we're seeing from Mineski is always very good to counter whatever the strength is of the opposition. And right now, there's a lot of magical damage from VGJ.
Indeed. And I like the DK here because when you're playing against Disruptor, his advantage is when they find that first kill, like we've seen many times today, they'll get that second, maybe even the third. DK is going to be in your face, and that's how you defeat Disruptor lineups. You don't give them the ability to find pickoffs that can then be expanded upon.
You know what I'd love to see from Mineski?
You jump them. What's up?
Is actually Husker.
Oh, my God. I knew you were going to say something stupid. You know what I want to see, Toby?
What do you want to see?
Techies.
That's a lie.
I'm mad at myself for even saying that.
I would. Yeah, Ice Techies. I'd be down for that.
No. Please.
You know, like I've checked the pulse of a couple of players about techies, and there's a couple of players from some top teams that really want to play it, but he will never be picked because the captains will refuse to pick it, and they have said that they will refuse to pick it.
Thank goodness. Some people have self-respect, Toby.
I have none.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've made me seem like a madman now because you got me on a full Star Wars tilt rant.
Hey, dude.
Like you just tipped me extra
I can't
episodes.
be blamed for your decision to make that monologue, okay? I appreciate your knowledge of the lore, to only rivaling Stephen Colbert and his knowledge of the Lord of the Rings universe, I'm sure. Oh, here comes a Slark.
No Bloodseeker to cancel. Oh, just to out-carry everything. Maybe the other reason to ban it out. Bloodseeker has kind of been like the flavor of the fifth pick this this day.
Yeah, I was going to say this is a good Slark game, but it really isn't. I'm not sure which direction Mineski goes here. I wouldn't be surprised for them to just go for a Gyrocopter, which is still unbanned, but I still think you want more of an ice hero here. Pango's taken out of the pool in that opening. Try ban.
Wow.
That's
a Slark. They do it.
I got to just listen to my heart, I suppose. You know what it is, Toby? I didn't listen to the Force. It told me Slark right away, and I'm just doubting myself when I should know. I know a hell of a lot better than Toby does. I should have faith in myself. Anyway, it's a rough game. Omni can lane against you quite well, and Disruptor's always a threat, but you match up super well against Luna and Bane. The Dark Pact obviously removing the Bane sleep and grip, and then of course you're also able to just ulti, hit the Luna. BKB makes you nigh uncountered in this game. My only concern is it makes that Lesh core option very poor. And I think it's now a Sand King off lane for Ice, but we'll see.
Mushi, Moon, Jazz, boom, 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 and the final drum roll is...
Oh, no, it's a core Lesh.
It's Ice, Leshrac.
All right, it's a bit risky, I think, to play a tri-core because the Lesh has a tendency... Like, all your lanes kind of want to make sure they don't suck, and it's hard to sack a Slark or a Lesh.
That Leshrac looks very much like an Abaddon with a stick.
Sure, okay.
It's the same set. I have an Abaddon set that looks almost exactly the same as this. All
right.
Yeah. Cosmetics are important.
Hey, and Slark looks like a
fish.
A fish. Yeah.
God, what depth have we dropped to?
Well, I like the Ember. It always allows you to set up kills on DK. You're really good against Leshrac. We've seen this hero picked up against Lesh multiple times now. Yeah. You have a good escape against Slark. You can always Remnant out in the event you're opened up on.
Yeah, but I got a funny feeling that Mushi's primary targets are going to be MSS as well as SVG.
Yep, I would agree.
Just ensure that these backliners, who are their greatest control factors, just don't exist. Because you don't have control, right, from the Luna or from the Omni Knight. They're, as you said, like the frontline brawlers that come out. And then all you've got is Searing Chains for the other control.
Yep, I think it can go. This game can really go either way. I think both teams have good answers to their opposition. It's all going to be about the BKB timings on the Luna and the Slark.
I'm interested too, like the opportunities the Slark is able to achieve. Like, assuming he looks for something like a Shadow Blade early on and just hunts the back line.
Yep.
Difficult to do for a team that's very aware of where the Slark is moving.
Yep.
Hard, obviously, against the Slark.
It's gonna be a cool game. This is one of those drafts where it can really go both ways. You have every team has cool mechanics, but no one's unanswered.
They didn't actually put the Omni Knight and the Bane together. So laning-wise, like you got a smoke anchor from Mineski, but we've got MSS as well as Snaking, the Disruptor, Omni Knight off-lane combination. And then Ember in the mid, and bottom lane is the Luna as well as Bane. While Slark looks to be running the safe lane. That'll be Mushi. And a very aggressive movement over, and they're going to find Snaking. Telekinesis Perk, pick him up, throw him into the Burrow Strike of Ninja Boogie. There's a Purification trying to help out a little bit more for himself, but the damage output for range is too much. And they even popped the Breathe Fire at the end from Moon to ensure the last hit.
Well played. It's a nice first blood. It's especially important because it's on Moon, which means he gets that Soul Ring even faster, means more Q spam, and more base damage to help out last hitting it.
Is this really the efficiency, though, Ice? Yeah, he was bringing the courier out with one iron branch on it, and now the courier's going back. It's like, wait. I just got money from this. So Ice will walk up the hill into SVG as well as Resolution. Ninja Boogie is nearby, but then you see just how much damage you can do.
Dude, Bane Luna is an unbeatable lane. Like, you can't
That's
actually
so much
mess
damage.
with it. Yeah, seriously. Bane hits for 80 and has a brain sap. I mean, you actually just can't play this lane. Lesh Sand King, though, is a nice matchup for it because you can't out-trade, but you can land kills, and that's what they're going to have to do to be able to battle in this lane.
I'm waiting for the trade to come from a Sandstorm. They have no way to pull him out of that.
Oh, my God.
Just sit in Sandstorm in the lane and be a pain in the butt. And now, see, this is what I do to trigger Kyle.
And the entire state of Texas is waiting for a zombie invasion so they can finally use all those guns. But that's just not going to happen.
Hey, I'm not going down that road. I'm not starting that kind of argument.
Good.
Jabs. It's already taken so much damage. He's having a hard time helping out Mushi. This top lane harassment's gone so well. He breaks the tree line, which actually takes away most of his cover. So Jabs just walks away to the other side of the tree. But MSS has got Thunderstrike back off cooldown. I think with one more attack, it's Jabs dead.
Disruptor Dota.
You want to taunt and then you cop that. You gotta accept the shame.
I'm sad to say, like, I'm upset that I believe this, but I believe we'll have a game 3, which means we're gonna be here for much longer. I'm gonna miss the basketball game, but I think VGJ's got this.
Ninja Boogie, nice initiation, down top of Resolution. The Orb of Venom slowing him down so much, but down to 15 HP. They cannot reach him. Take the last point of damage in. But Resolution's only got stick charges as well as ones. They go again for the Burrow Strike into the following up Split Earth. Lucid Beam stopping Ninja Boogie from beating into him, but he has Caustic Finale this time around. But SVG with the Brain Sap is still alive behind the trees. He said it was a good answer to that lane. Now there's a creep wave pushing underneath the tower, and you know what Latrak wants. That level 1 lightning bounce around to just catch these heroes in the back lines.
That is the downside of Bane Luna, though. You have no wave clear. So when you pressure, can't auto attack, all of a sudden the Lesh Sand King just hit creeps, and all of a sudden you got 2 waves in your tower. And you feel bad. Mid lane, about even. Top lane, as expected, going in favor of the Omni Knight, but not as much as you might hope for if you're VGJ.
Do you always like seeing a rushed up Soul Ring, or do you always feel like this bracer, which Moon's picked up with the Magic Wand, is more required?
I like it because it's just a last hit battle in mid.
It's Mushi's wand. Sorry, I take it back.
You just want stats. The Q isn't as effective against Ember. You don't remove the Flame Guard, and you don't really care about spamming. You just want to have more auto attack damage. So right now he has 15 more. It's way easier for him to last hit.
Jabs and Mushi going at it again. Pounds forward with the leash. MSS. It's way too much damage on Mushi. You already had to start backing up with the Thunderstrike on him. Jabs turning around for 2 hits means he dies to snaking. Oh, okay, never mind. Works when they got vision on the other side of the tree line thanks to the creep wave. So a good kill on the safe lane to go the way of the Rubik. Just waiting for the time to come up for that level 1 Fadebot to go to work. Oh, that pounce is very off target by Mushi. He managed to get punished for it as well. Jabs has to use the telekinesis grab. And then again, Mushi pulled back in. Jabs doesn't really have a lot to give. The Mango charge gets popped, giving him just enough mana to kill off Mushi.
I'm surprised they didn't keep diving there.
No, Rubik has nothing more to give. Like, he's got no mana.
Yeah, I think it's you know, it's funny though. It's probably better to not kill him because then you get that free trip back to base. Instead, Jabs is gonna have to do the walk of shame all the way home.
He would have really liked to just wait around an extra minute for the shrine.
He'll get the ward for his troubles, though, so maybe he'll stick around. He just has no mana, so it's really better they didn't kill him, because now the Slark has no presence in the lane, because his buddy is forced to just wander.
Well, Jab's going to at least see the double damage room in mid. Speaking of which, Soul Ring, Breathe Fire, the Sleight of Fist dodge with Searing Chains. That's enough to keep Yawar alive, but hello, Jabs.
Yeah.
Not fast enough. Let's hoping for the cut off bottom lane. They get the initiation once more. Resolution's low on life. Ninja Boogie needs to be able to help out a little bit quicker. He's got Burrow Strike up in 1 second time. Resolution already starting now with his salve, so he's got more life to survive with. 5 stick charges allow Ninja Boogie to get back up again. Ice cannot lend any more aid. Doesn't have the mana. Ninja Boogie tries to juke it. Now he's got the Burrow Strike back up. Lines for the 2. Only gets the 1, which means SVG can just attack him down normally.
And I was talking.
They're going to kill mid. That's a double damage onto Jab. So the Sleight of Fist. No, he has telekinesis, but didn't use it straight away.
I was talking to Sumail last night about mid, laners, etc. He was saying Moon is one of the best, and I had doubted him at first, but after watching these games, man, I got to give that man more respect.
Storm. SVG's able just to get both the stick charges and the brain sap off. So Ice's gank that was meant to work with Ninja Boogie ends up failing. It was a counter gank as well because that was all started with the Brain Nightmare.
32-13 on DK against Ember. Like, this is a matchup I'd say is relatively even. I've lost on DK a number of times, but of course that's me. I lose a lot of lanes, so well played by Moon.
He hasn't killed his own item yet, so he's fine. Hey, you be
too soon, Toby.
Too soon? You can't wait any longer. TP's going down the bottom lane, so Jab's going to rotate down to help. The creep wave is pushing underneath the tower, and considering how aggressive VGJ.Storm has been, I can understand Mineski's desire to try and counter-attack this out. They've got the catapult with them, so the VGJ.Storm lane will remain pushed up, so Ice just has to play bait. Ninja Boogie, level 2 Burrow Strike. The Lightning Storm will slow him down enough that now they can actually connect. Brain Sap already came off at the beginning, and now a Nightmare could delay it, but it won't happen. Not with the pickup from Jabs and the toss back down again.
Yeah. The game is pretty much proceeding as expected. A lot of trading in lanes. Both teams with a lot of really cheap spells and ability to find kills, so it's just going to continue. A lot of chaos around the map. Hard for either team to push objectives, though.
Dragon Tail Stun, just trying to burn through that shield before any kind of support can rotate in, but actually the support has moved elsewhere. So Rubik is rotating around, just bouncing around the sides, but it's Ice being hunted by a 3-man team. So MSS in the bottom lane, Ninja Boogie knows he needs to create a lot of space for this. The first time from Ice cannot save him. And now it's just Ninja Boogie. Wall is up. Vision is there. Burrow Strike down. They don't have the Thunder Strikes. Ninja Boogie, he can't juke that. There's no way he could juke that into the tower to potentially deny himself to the attack. Nightmare, they can kill him while he's sleeping.
Yeah, well played to give the kill to his core.
This never-ending harassment from Moon in mid. Yawa's going to be a little bit more careful about this time around because he has been hit by the Breathe Fire already, and Jabs gets the pickup. Throws him back down, so mid is a kill while Ice. Resolution continues the dive under the tower, around the trees. The attack from the Glaives will be able to connect. And no TP support's coming in to try and help him, as they were ganking up that mid and trying to keep that Ember down and the DK up. Which they've done. 1,500, 1,600 gold
I think
is
that's
the difference in net worth.
Yeah. DK is your tower pressure. You need him to snowball, and the Ember is, by contrast, the snowballer for the VGJ.Storm team. He's the one that's going to make plays and rotate. So if you keep him down, it just buys so much time for your Slark to get online.
But they need more time for Slark. Like, Slark is so low. He's at 2,100 net worth. He's below that of the Ember.
Oh yeah, he's getting crushed by this Omni up top. Yeah. There's a big issue up here, but luckily Moon has done incredible in the mid lane as well, so both the cores are slowed down.
But they just need to rotate some of these supports from Mineski to the top to create more space, even though that would probably mean the death of your bottom tier 1 tower. Ice is smoke, so I'll try and do something about the bottom lane first. Nightmare being initiating in on Ninja Boogie. The wall is up, so Ice is locked. Moon really hoped for a fight. Right now, SVG's the only one he can potentially catch who's in the trees. They cut through the first tree, making sure they can find him. TP out, reveal in time, cut through the secondary tree. If he didn't take that quick path, they would not have been able to find the Bane in time.
What a player.
Meanwhile, up on top, Mushi going to get nuked down. The Lucent Beam stunned him up long enough for the creep wave to catch up, and then 4 points in the Purification just burn through that low HP pool that is the Slark.
I just think this game is still...
By DK.
VGJ has just such an easy to execute draft. How do you win a team fight against Omni Knight in this game? Disrupt or Omni, they just seem like better, the heroes of the game. It means they have more reach and the better team fight. And whenever you have both of those, if you can find pickoffs easier and take battles, what's the window for Mineski to win the game other than just straight up outplaying you, which is difficult to rely upon as a tool for victory.
Well, luckily they had a couple of recovery methods. Because Moon got glimpsed back down to the bottom lane, he was able to defeat the creep wave pretty easily in the mid, let Jabs have that space, and then use his Dragon Form to pressure the Tier 1 tower. While that was going on, Ninja Boogie and Ice took a triple stack, which was next to that bottom lane. So they're getting a tower trade-off for the moment. They haven't secured the money just yet, and that's why Ember's here. Smoke up, Ninja Boogie turns around, a great stun onto the Bane. They can get him before, no they can't. Purification and Brain Sap. Moon has to get the hell out of here, but the wall will hold him in. He's got nowhere to go. A drum charge can now be burned if he wants to try and get back to the tower, but the Nightmare Strike wants to help back and get a double stun into the follow-up Lightning. There's 4 heroes from VGJ.Storm diving under the Tier 1 tower. They don't have Purification available, and they don't have Glimpse, and they don't actually have anything to find the rest of the kills.
Jeb stole the bottom bounty rune.
He's got himself a Observer Ward, so he knows what SVG's up to. But he's just short of his level 6 to steal the Brain Sap. That actually was a lot less worse for Mineski than I thought it was going to be.
Thing is, there was no Luna there. He's just farming the whole time.
Yep.
And that's the strength of Ember. Level 7 has that maxed out Flame Guard. You just rotate in, and Mineski just has to run. You have nothing to deal with it.
The upside for Mineski was the fact that bottom Tier 1 tower, it didn't drop within deny range. So VGJ just can't get rid of that money on the field. And they're 3-man smoking up. They probably just want to take the tower. They also want to get an ability steal because, okay, Burrow Strike out into the epicenter. Oh, wow, they're really not mucking around. Brain Sap is out. This is the reason why GA, as well as the Purification, gave him a lot more life, but now the Lightning hits the deck and snaking. He didn't really think there was this many people on bottom lane. But there definitely is. 2 heroes will drop. Mineski take the Tier 1 tower.
The initial save was a great idea, but then they turned around. That was probably not the play.
Rubik's going to try and defend this mid tower.
And if they just buy time there, that's great, because they're getting mid.
Okay, that was not the ability that Jabs wanted. Looking for a denial on the mid tower. Could be a little bit more predictable, and thanks to the catapult being in this mid lane. Actually, he can't get it. He's trying to kill the catapult before it can get the last hit. He didn't have enough damage on Jabs to get the deny.
That's a huge turnaround. That's 1,000 gold right there. That's like 2 or 3 bounty runes. It's a lot of gold.
That is a lot of gold. That could have been denied, but was not. But it's 1 Tier 1 tower for 2 Tier 1 towers. So a little bit of an advantage for VGJ, but the gold advantage is still only 1,000 their way. 1.5k. So it's not that much difference between them. Maybe they try and find more. SVG has himself a smoke, and there was a decent group up, but it's the pushing of Ice on the bottom. He loves heroes that can do this. Normally he's got a more survivable hero that does this, just by pushing the bottom lane out continuously, creating more space for Mushi to catch up on items. And that's what they're doing now. Probably the other reason why Resolutions moved north.
I just wish, I hope Moon chooses to go for a Shadow Blade. I know Slark's going to end up getting one, but I really just don't like Blink on DK. Same reason I don't like it early on LC. You just kind of seem to fall off. Maybe after an armlet or something, but I think if Moon doesn't scale, I don't see how they win a game, because that initiation is just going to be immediately countered by an Omni Knight. The Bane's Sleep, perhaps, to cancel a few frames of damage, and I'm just really concerned that Moon's going to fall off, and he's really the champion of his team right now, and he's just playing so well.
Yeah.
Smoke up top.
If they can keep dodging fights, then Mineski have a chance. For now, VGJ are looking for that through that smoke you're talking about. SVG wants a fight. He's got Fiend Script. He wants Mushi, and Mushi, oh, Nightmare to begin with. Double TP support's already coming in. It's Ice, but they'll glimpse him straight away. And Mushi went inside the Shadow Dance, but the AoE damage was enough. Burrow Strike forward, sending up Luna, but the Fiend Script. It's on the big target. It's on Moon, the hero that he couldn't drop off. The one that needs more life. Actually, he's got enough life to survive. Through the trees, Keep the stuns going. Jabs will fall as well. Ninja Boogie gets a Burrow Strike out of the wall. Moon cannot finish his TP up. The Nightmare will cancel it. And this is another fantastic kill for VGJ.Storm. Yep. And Mineski, they're losing control now.
They didn't have Omni Knight for that. They didn't need him. That's what happens if you get the initiation. I was thinking maybe they want to turn, get the TPs with that Disruptor ult in Kinetic Field, but instead they just kill the Slark. And when Slark's dead, I mean, look at Mineski's hero. They're so squishy. And if they don't land a kill initially, they're just going to get run over. And once again, that's the strength of Ember.
You know, you said they didn't even need the on-run. He actually killed a Shrek on bottom lane after he got glimpsed back down again. So, yeah, they actually found the kill with him. And they'll find another one in the form of Ninja Boogie.
Dude, the game's too easy for them. It's Ember Omni Knight. This is, I would say, one of, if not the best hero to combo up with an Omni. I think all the spirits, Ember and Storm, give him a repel, heal him on top of whoever they jump on. How do you stop them? And it's buying so much space for Rezo. He's getting super fat. Now they're going to walk down towers, and you can't take him in a team fight. They have better reach, better pickoff. They can skirmish. They're unstoppable.
It does seem that way. T1 tower is lost. Resolution. One of the very few times today we get to cast a Luna that's not going to go Manta. Actually, I say that. He has Manta eventually, but it's SMY first. Actually, no, did he just change it? Yeah, he just changed it from SMY. Damn it. Jab's in trouble. Gets one quick Fey Bolt off. DK is still under the form of Nightmare. Yawa. Flame Guard's off cooldown, so turns it on. Looks to have pressure in towards the mid. Let the Luna do her thing on bottom.
They're so scary. Like the way they're moving.
Mushi, Fiend Script. He thought he had the tower. And Bane can actually do this solo. He doesn't even need the TP in from the Ember Spirit. And they'll deny up the tower. Money down the drain.
Normally.
And they needed that. They totally needed that, Mineski.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to do if you're Mineski. This is another one of those scenarios where your team can't really make moves. You don't have any reach, so your choices are to just kind of smoke in and hope you double stun people with your Sand King or your Lesh, but you've already used 3.
Look at that physical damage. In from the Luna, the Mask of Madness was turned on, and Latrak runs up a little bit further north. Resolution just protected. Protected by the repel, and then the Purification puts him down.
Dude, it's Luna Omni. I mean, it's just a sick combination. Again, it's Ember, Luna, Omni. Just how do you fight them? How do you outscale them?
When you're using Dragon Form, so you can just farm a double stack of Ancients, you know things are bad for Moon. He's got a Blink Dagger. He wants to be aggressive, so maybe they can use the end of this Dragon Form to find a kill, but then Bane just saw him, and that ain't going to happen anymore.
I'm starting to think Mineski should have done what I did.
Oh, wow. Okay, maybe it will happen. Snaking, he repels, so no stuns. Nothing will breach that. Jabs at least can get the repel for his team.
I like the item choice on Snaking too. Just drums Pipe. Super high gold efficient items. Pipe just renders the less Shrek damage output useless for a few seconds. And I think Mineski should have thought Slark like I did and then not picked it. But this is just a super grim game for Mushi. Gets outlaned by the Omni Knight as one would expect. And he finally is going to finish Shadow Blade in like 2 more minutes, but it feels like he's already so far behind that by that point, Rezo's going to be a full item ahead.
And they're going to glimpse him back into the Storm, and well, repel of Jabs came just in time. But Mushi also burned his Shadow Dance. I think he was very concerned he was being pulled back. They get a little bit of space on bottom lane. Ice, ice, ice. Oh boy, he didn't realize that Yawa TP'd in below him, so that TP that came from MSS was just 1 second-ish delayed. Moon tries to blink away. Nightmare, they can just Fiend Script and kill this as well. And that's exactly what they're going to do. Put SVG away from the rest of the potential Mineski rotation, away from the Rubik to steal the Fiend Script. Yep. This is just flawless execution now from VGJ.Storm. We're swinging the momentum in this series right now.
It's all about reach, Toby. If you can find kills and the enemy can't, and they don't have the ability to outscale you or take map control, what do you actually do?
It's a nightmare.
Literally and figuratively a nightmare, as we just saw.
So tier 2 tower will fall. And if you're Mineski, you maybe just say, like, we started our day pretty early today, but do we just take a break? Come back for game 3. But the hope is that Slark is able to do something. Shadowblade runs around, can look towards the mid lane. The glimpse is already coming in, and Ice, Ice, Ice he just evaporates. Slark will jump in through the rear looking for a kill, but it's Nightmare, it's GA, it's every single ability that just denies Mineski any chance of getting a proper kill. They found the Bane in the backlines at least. Jab's got in for this one. Storm goes down quickly, but Burrow Strike back off cooldown, and here comes Yawa. So quick with the Spirit Jump forward. They still have the Lunar Ultimate, which they pump into Moon. Stolen Eclipse, but he tanks through it. That's their Flame Guard, wears off, but the Searing Chains holds the Rubik in position. Mushi, he just wants something. He needs something here. Then he can get absolutely nada. Running all the way back to his tier 4 towers. Snaking will kill him off. Ice will turn the Pulse Nova. He'll finish off MSS. Look towards Snaking. Does he have enough damage with the hit from the tower? No. He runs backwards. The Lightning is up, but he knew Snaking was going to have a heal in just a second.
I feel like every time they get a little bit of a fight turnaround, they kill off the Rubik, and then what? A glimpse. You find the second kill on the DK. If you can get those initial couple of kills, or even just a little bit of spacing, a window where the enemy team is on the back foot, glimpse them back. The concept for the DK is that you're going to prevent VGJ from having these advantages, but when you're this far behind, it's inevitable.
Yep.
And no one's going to be buying a BKB for quite some time. It's on the quick buy for both DK and Slark, but they're hella far away. And in that time, I think Rezo's going to finish his Manta, get an Aegis, and I don't know how you slow him down.
I just like this from VGJ.Storm, the fact they are refusing to slow down. Like, they keep pushing, they keep looking for the aggression. We're 20 minutes in, your Luna's big, you're in a really great position, but they're not giving Mineski any room to breathe. So Mushi's BKB is almost a pipe dream.
Can I say, it's just solid, gorgeous, authentic American Dota 2.
Where's this Burrow Strike? It's going to be able to connect. Can they actually burn through it? They don't have the epicenter available, but they have the damage. A huge streak and something much needed for Mineski. Ice will be a trade-off because, hey, they've never gained anything in this game too without losing something in return, as Snaking even dodges the Split Earth. But Mushi starts to rapidly approach that BKB. He needs any money, any experience they can get.
Next play, I think, is just Roche. They might walk in and start to do it pretty soon. Again, Mineski just can't really take a team fight.
Yeah, and they're doing exactly that. Into the pit. So SK can clean up the mid. This isn't... Well, okay, it's not great, but it's not terrible. Mushi is slowly getting to the BKB. DK is trying to do the same thing. And they're not even saving for it. Like, he just bought the O Club straight away. There's no saving for buyback in this game. Mushi can try and take the tier 2 tower on bottom. Fortification will stop him. He Shadow Blaze to escape. Roshan will now die. So Aegis Immortal into resolution. But Mushi really needs to finish off this tower at the Dire. They do actually get it, and it's just Shadow Dance TP out. He knows nothing else will do when the Bane is nearby.
And game will continue. Age is picked up. Scotty going to be picked up by Resolution next. He doesn't even need to buy BKB in this game because he can always count on the Repel.
Hey, this is still efficient from Moon. Maybe not so efficient as he's moved off his double stack he had. But he's only 800 gold away from completing up the BKB. Sand King, good Sandstorm. Get away from that Lucent Beam because he knows Nightmare. Surround, Fiend Script. That's way too easy of a kill, and yeah, they ping out now Mineski. They have an Observe Ward right where Mineski had their own Observe Ward watching the movement of VGJ.Storm. But they're looking to come high ground. No SK, no Epicenter, and maybe no Ice. Yawa, he'll want to stop Ice to TP back because that's some good defense. The Fade Bolt's already good, but if you got Fade Bolt plus Lightning, that's the way to do it. And actually, Jab's going to die inside the base, underneath the tier 4 towers. The Storm is down. No, Jab actually gets back far enough. Ice was able to complete his TP, but they've lost that tier 3 tower now. Plays more of a problem for Mineski.
Yeah, that's all you need, though. Now you get the shrines. Look how low they were. No
they refuse to fight without the BKBs, right? Like, that's why Mushi's doing what he's doing. He's creep skipping out in the mid. Pull the creep wave off. Gain the money.
The right decision. You cannot take a team fight into VGJ as a Slark without BKB. It's part of their issue with this hero pick into a disruptor.
Look how Ice is also preparing the Ancients for Moon to finish farming. Not the easiest camp to do it, not with the Ancient Prowlers in there.
normally.
Snaking buying up Eels, I approve. He's going for an Ags, but I think that's better to get that 4th item. Get something a little cheaper right now. Something you can just go high ground with. You got the Aegis, no reason to wait.
First BKB is up. It's DK. The resolution's in. The glaives start bouncing around.
No glyph.
Yeah, no glyph, and Moon's having a real hard time getting in close enough so he can actually blink forward. I think they have to actually smoke to get in close enough, so they just let the racks go. They still don't have Slark. He just got the money for his own BKB, so both BKBs for Mineski cores are up, and yeah, there's the smoke. They want to try and close the distance without being hit by the glaives, so the blink and initiation can go out. Resolution has no Manta, but he has the Aegis of the Immortal. Sentry Warp, yeah, reveals too much. They saw Mushi running at him. I think they also pinged the BKB.
Yep. As soon as you see that, you can't be quite as aggressive, so you chill, wait for the creep wave. Think you still go here, but Luna is sitting on 4,000 gold. Might have liked to see him just pick up something.
The Courier is making a way to the side shop.
I think he might choose to go the butterfly piece instead of the Scotty items, but we'll see.
But now just using the Mantra Lucius to push in top, and the Courier awaits the decision. It's only got an energy booster for Storm. That's for SVG.
Might be trying to finish the Scotty before this fight, but they only have that minute
They drum
and a half
charge.
on Aegis.
Glimpse, but stolen repel. Jabs, able to save the life of his core. They're trying to sentry ward to get rid of the other sentry, but it's like VGJ.Storm all way too close. They don't want to take that risk. SVG's got Fiend's Grip up. And Slark is only just making his way back to the top lane. They need to get rid of that sentry wall, but then again, Moon jumps in, looks the initiation around the back. Mushi so visible, he's taking so long to get around the corner, and they still get the Storm out, but thanks to his BKB, the fight can continue. But Mushi, damn, snaking hit so hard with that hammer, but finally, the repel can wear off. They get the Burrow Strike forward. GA, they're stopping a lot of the damage, but not the epicenter damage. That's going to kill up Resolution, giving Moon the space to burn through him. A Sleight of Fist into the Dragon Tail stun. Down goes the Ember Spirit. Up in the lane, Ice, Ice, Ice. Looking for his good target. Slow down Resolution. Into the follow-up stun. Mineski, they couldn't have asked for something better right now. 4 heroes, all 5 actually die. Snaking brought back after that fight. They may have lost their mid-racks, but they've won the fight.
And I put part of that on just that both Ember and Luna are sitting on so much gold for that fight. Yeah, they were 10k ahead, but there was 5 on Luna and 2.7 on Ember. I agree that maybe you don't need a BKB on Luna, but when you have the gold for one and you're trying to go high ground, just buy it. Why hold on to, why bank on a Scotty in 3 minutes when you're trying to end the game now? And that punish was great from Mineski. They got their timing, they forced the fight. Who cares about Aegis? This guy hasn't spent his money. He's waiting for a tax break.
The effective net worth, what is actually not backpacked or sitting in your bank account. This isn't a game where you earn interest on what you have coming to you with a patch near you. For every bit of gold you get, you gain interest.
And Jabs is about to finish an Aghanim Scepter.
Are they going to get rid of the Moon? Glimpse back, but he'll BKB. That's the 9-second BKB burnt off. They really just want to deward that cliff spot because it's really problematic. And okay, Ninja Boogie, if they... Sandstorm doesn't help you in this situation. He was just in range of the sentry still. Spirit jump forward, and you can say goodbye to the SK. A little greedy.
I will say...
Luna may be the same, however. Lucent Beam's going to come out. Mushi, do you want to help out? They throw Resolution away. Snaking's on the run over. Jabs, he needs more help, but I don't think he's got enough life. Trying to make a break for the Tier 2 tower, but Resolution's so fast with that Mask of Madness.
The benefit of taking that mid-racks, as I always say, it gives you the ability to make one mistake. And VGJ made theirs up top, banking too much gold, and that means they're still ahead, too. You can make a mistake and you're still going to have that game-winning advantage, but you just got to be careful from now on. You cannot afford to feed Slark another item. Now there's the Luna Scotty, Ember soon to finish his Lincolns, and you're in a very good spot now with both supports down.
They're keeping the fortification on right now, VGJ.Storm. They want that creep wave to stay in range. I still find it amusing that all you have to do is basically be near the plaque, and the backdoor regeneration will refuse to turn on. So there goes top racks.
That's crazy. I can't believe they get it away for free, even with their supports dead.
Yep.
I think that's worth even just buying back, but at the same time, how do you really take a team fight if
Five-man
VGJ's
smoke.
full health and ready?
Anyone bring detection? Pounce away. He already used his Shadow Blade. They don't get the vision, so Mushi back into base safely. Maybe this time they get rid of that sentry ward nice and early on. Yeah, you see Ice actually making a priority of it. So final Shrine. All out of buildings apart from the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, gone from Mineski, and that's the only thing that stopped VGJ.Storm from having an easy rotation. Quick TP out by Moon.
VGJ just relax.
Oh.
Probably wait for next Roche.
Really? I was expecting maneuverability out. His jabs actually went straight in for an Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
Is he trying to... Oh yeah, you did. Sorry, I wasn't listening.
That's okay, I'm used to it.
Is he trying to steal, like, what? If he can get Eclipse from Resolution, maybe that's when they have the damage. Leshrac in trouble. He's got no repositioning with a Blink Dagger. Moon, blink forward, Resolution. That Repel wore off just at the right time for him, but the Nightmare just roaming in vain. They cannot protect Resolution enough. Both mix of magical and physical, so you didn't have enough from just the GA. They move after SVG. It's a good Storm Wall, catching up 3 heroes from Mineski, meaning Mushi's the only one chasing down SVG. Nightmare tries to lay it a little bit more. Mushi bounces over the top. They still have more survivability thanks to the Brain Sap. Shadow Blade's up, so movement speed's there for Mushi, and he'll finish the job with one last attack. 17 Essence being stolen. Yawa, Ninja Boogie sitting right behind him, but cannot close the distance.
Starting to think Luna should have BKB.
I'm starting to think Luna, like, also is thinking that BKB's in the quick buy. Unfortunately, it's a little bit more gold to get there. So maybe they slow down the pace of this game, give her a little bit of farm.
That's a fast Roche spawn too. That was a first minute spawn.
Yeah, Mushi's using that 51 agility bonus he's currently got to try and do this. They have to be so quick about it. What's Jab's got? Brain Sap, yeah, okay. Bring down Roshan, Ice needs to lend the stun, and the Edict. They're going to do this before VGJ.Storm can get there. Aegis into the hands of Slark, and Moon takes the cheese.
What item is Mushi going to choose to go? That's the question. He's got the Shadow Blade BKB, but what does he get now? And this is where Luna might regret not buying that Butterfly. I understand the Scotty reasoning, but I think you count on the Repel and the GA to keep yourself alive. Maximize your damage output. BKB Butterfly, I think, just closes the game, but now that he's gone Scotty, Scotty into BKB just doesn't seem as threatening. You don't force the MKB on Slark either. He's going to buy a Basher instead.
It's control. Gives the gem a true side over to Jabs. This Blink Dagger for Ninja Boogie, yeah, he's actually got it now. So initiation items are starting to arrive for Mineski. VGJ.Storm, there's still 2 lanes of racks up. And there's still 7,000 gold in front, but it feels like Mineski are getting more levels, more items, which they require to take and stand like toe-to-toe with VGJ.Storm. And they had 3 people inside of an ultimate of Disruptor and walled up, yet still VGJ.Storm lost the fight. That initiation from DK just works so well.
Yep. It's just Luna is the real damage output at the moment. Ember going Blinken's Maelstrom, it's not a problem, but he's just not that strong at the moment. Omni Knight going full team fight. No damage output from him either. You got to count on Rezo's Luna. If he's CC'd, if they're going for him, you don't really have the output. You can't kill anything. It's a Slark and a DK. They're naturally incredibly tanky.
They're really looking to get rid of the vision too. The 6th Sentry Wars got thrown out to the Omni Knight. They want Mineski to be dark on the map. Ice reveals himself from this smoke gank. That's where they want to go. Jabs is nearby too. The blink in. Eul Scepter already up. The Nightmare onto the strike. They go for their targeting. What actually gets stolen? It's Purification. Jabs up in a little bit of extra life. Ice. He's also protected by that Aeon Disc, giving him more time to attack. And Mushi to get into the back lines, killing off the Bane. And now DK moves forward. They're all grouped together. There's the ODF from Resolution, and he stole it. He stole the Aghanim's Eclipse. Jabs needs to get to the front lines. The BKB's going to wear off for Resolution. He just puts it on top of Mushi. And that damage output, the Repel, is keeping the Luna alive longer than you would have thought. But the jump continues. They look to go further in. Where is this control? There it is. The pickup with telekinesis pulled them back in, and he even stole Glimpse. If they can get vision now on snaking, no Repel's coming off cooldown. They won't be able to get the grab on him, but it's not stopping Mushi from charging forward. 4 heroes down with no buyback available, but home is in trouble. Tier 4 towers under attack. They will have to come back.
And they are still against the ropes. Even though they win that decisive fight, they're still 2 racks down, which means they can't afford to make any miscues whatsoever on Mineski. Great fight. Excellent job. And once again, it just feels like Luna's damage output just isn't there. They jump her, and the moment she's unable to just stand still and auto attack, who's actually going to kill things on VGJ?
They take the tier 2 tower and back up, and it's a very good question. At least you have the BKB. Silver Edge now completed for the Slark, so that was his next item.
I like the choice. Remove the degen, remove the Luna Aura, and the Glaives, most importantly. And that's also something that can't be repelled or BKB'd off. You remove the Glaives, you were just talking about damage reduction. What does a Luna without bounces do?
Really don't know.
It's like Wonder Woman without her lasso. It's not the same.
I also still cannot believe just how easy it is for just like, because Luna goes for the Eclipse, takes a while for the cast time, and Jabs, like, he bought back to make sure he was going to be there at the right time for that steal.
And it's a great decision as well. In a game-deciding team fight like that, you can't afford to lose it. Might as well buy back on your 4 and ensure you get that great spell. And now, not only that, but he's got Glimpse too. So with Slark's vision, you're going to find a kill. You have the stacks up for just a little bit, but they're fading fast. Age is still on the Slark for another minute. I'd love to see them use that, but I don't know if they're going to be able to. And as most games seem to come down to, that third Roche, 5-6 minutes from now, could decide the game.
The refresher shot just to give that sustain to the BKB heroes of VGJ.Storm. Ninja Boogie's able to handle the top lane quite nicely, but VGJ.Storm, I'm surprised that they're not grouping up around the bottom. Here's the run forward. Oh, they have sentries down. They already had one pre-prepared. Slark, he's got the Aegis Immortal, he's got BKB. So if they Fiend Script, which is exactly what happens, Moon jumps in, gets a Dragon Toss off. The Storm is good. Mushi, he's looking to steal a little bit more before he goes down. He won't burn the BKB just yet, but DK inside of this Aghanim Storm is just way too much. But Ninja, oh, not again. He stole the Eclipse again. They turn it around with the Omni Knight. He tries to protect him with GA, but the damage is all pumping out of Mushi. Not what VGJ.Storm wanted. Now the Luna is isolated. Another stun. Another huge fight for Mineski. And give this guy something. Jabs, you hero.
He stole GA too. That's an Axe GA. That's unbelievable.
Oh my God.
2 buybacks again, but the benefit of buying back first is now you put the enemy team in a position where you're going to need to buy back 2, most likely to defend base. And if you do so, you're still going to be in a position where you can't defend your base. And
yeah, good luck, Luna. Good luck, Luna. Mushi still with that stolen 45 agility. They push Ice forward. He's nightmared up, but he's still got the Edict off before it, so he'll have a nightmare, but doing his work. Moon is waiting for the blink stun. He's waiting for the initiation. So what they get is the buyback out from the Luna, and Mineski will be happy enough to retreat.
Now it's a simple game. Kill the Luna, you're probably going to win the game.
Very likely. And you know that Dragon Tail stun will come. Like, I've been praising Jam so much for these great steals in the fights, but Moon's initiation target, like, yeah, he sacrificed himself in that last engagement. Like, when that Aghanim Storm came out, they were not ready for that from MSS to have that happen, but it still paid off. You get the DK back in, you force down the lane, and his buyback was the one that was necessary in that last fight.
I'm starting to feel like I mean, I loved the treads and I love the Maelstrom on Ember, and I liked the first couple items Luna picked up as well, but I feel like if this is an LGD team playing this lineup from VGJ.Storm, they're buying BKB on both these cores in that first Aegis, and they're winning the game. You buy Pipe on Omni, Snake King pretty much gives up his game to support his team, and you don't buy BKBs, you can't fully commit to a fight. Now you're in a position where it's 1K lead. Yeah, you've got those 2 racks, but all of a sudden, you don't have that definitive advantage anymore.
If you want the real graph, you look towards the experience graph. That shows you who's in control of this game right now. 10,000 experience is the advantage. The win probability. Hilarious enough, I don't know if we want to believe this. I still believe the VGJ.Storm, because they're 2 racks up, have a 75% chance of winning this.
I'd say they'd probably win. It depends. If you assume that they start playing better, then they probably win at least 2 out of 3.
You know what? Just bounces around.
I mean, it was like, we were talking backstage, like, as analysts, you know, you can only do so much trying to read a game. You can't possibly predict that in a free Broodmother game a guy's going to build Diffusal, so you just really never know.
I know what you're talking about. Sounds like a great decision for execution.
Yeah, I like that pickup too. A lot of tankability now. Leshrac, Aeon Disc. I think he could have just bought a BKB as well, but I think he's more afraid of the Luna right clicks.
I think it was also right. Like you saw what happened because he had that in the last fight. He just walked to the front line and said, "Hey guys, please go on me. Like I want to soak up your abilities." Ice is the sacrificial lamb, very willing. And we've got another very quick Roshan, by the way. It was a 25-second spawn time out of the potential 3 minutes, so it's real quick.
You got a smoke about to come out from VGJ as well. Already up from Mineski.
If Mineski take this fight before VGJ are like even prepared, like they're the ones looking to smoke up.
Yep. This is great play by Mineski. They're so strong here. If they can find this disruptor, that Ag's ulti.
Yeah, jump in. The Barra Strike is down. Here's to GA, and it's still up for Mineski. It's GA against GA, but now the Eclipse goes to work. He stole it again! Really? God. Come on! This is just going to work. Stealing the Storm too. Is there any ulti this man cannot have?
That's an Axe
He
ult.
got the bloody Axe ult Storm. They can just go for more. 2 heroes down. The stun's on Omni Knight. He'll now walk up the hill. Jabs is waiting for the repel to wear off, or waiting for Ember Spirit to come back in. They'll break the Lincoln Sphere, throwing him into that Aghanim Storm. They need the follow-up stun, and they've got it. They've got him controlled. Buyback comes in from the Ember Spirit, but Moon's going in deep. It's a double kill for him, but here comes the Spirit Committal. Cheese off from Moon. He's got a little bit more life, but not enough. Ice will get the double stun, but many buybacks being committed. It's danger time now for Mineski. They do not have a buyback on their own DK. They have to retreat. They have no buyback on 3 of their heroes. They were diving tier 4 towers to win this, and now they may have lost it.
They didn't kill the Luna. Great job by Yawar there, throwing his body away to ensure that he would be targeted. He baits Mineski to dive the tier 4s. Resolution is still alive. He was the guy without buyback you wanted to take down. Instead, he's left for last, and all of a sudden he's just right-clicking, and those glaives are doing so much damage.
And now you're going to have the Roshan, the Aegis Cheese, and Refresher. Third Roshan go to VGJ.Storm, and they still have a 1-minute window of opportunity. This is why SK's on the bottom lane trying to force out the lane, and why MSS is here to try and stop him. Ninja Boogie cannot actually do it. In fact, MSS, I think he's got this kill with that Storm, with the damage. Boogie's trying to escape from it, but he can't do it. He's down for a minute as well.
And they have no tier 2, but...
Hey, Mushi. Mushi.
There's no tier 2 bottom, but there's 1 tier 4 alive.
Mushi can't TP back.
This is game.
He's 16 seconds away from his TP scroll. Yeah, this is game. This is GG. We're going to game 3. We thought for a moment that Mineski had actually pulled back a 15k deficit to take this game through amazing play from Jabs, through terrific initiation from Moon, but it's all VGJ.Storm.
How to throw a game in 2 seconds, featuring Mineski. Great play, but they failed to realize who had and who did not have buyback, and they ended up diving super hard with heroes that could not purchase a new life by killing those that could. And then they get wiped, and that's pretty much what happens. They were playing great, but whenever you're 2 racks down against a Luna, you're in a position where, you can't make that mistake. Yeah, those 2 heroes dead without buyback, you've lost the game.
The second I saw that tier 3 tower go down, I thought, okay, Mineski's going to retreat.
Yep.
And then they're going to hold the control of this game. And then go for that third Roshan you were talking about. Like this seemed like the logical course of action, and what we saw from Mineski in game 1, it was so logical, it was so methodical when they were ahead. And these last fights, it was insane plays from Jabs to keep them in that. Like they were always losing a call. They always had to force a buyback out. They were always just holding on through the control that came from their support team and their sacrifice that came from their Leshrac. But it all fell apart, and they sacrificed too much. Nothing else left. Game 3. That's what's left. Take a